Good morning, everybody. It's Carrie Beglow, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It is still morning, although just barely. We are getting ready for today's Saturday sip. And I am excited because I am going to be giving you a little bit of a sneak peek today. I have been holding off showing you anything from the mini catalog as far as finished products and stuff go because you can't order from it until Tuesday anyway. So you notice I don't even have a hostess code up here because I can't even create the hostess code until Tuesday. I could, but long story. Anyway, however, I do want to remind you that there is still the Designer Series paper sale, which ends today. So go to memoryinkers.com if you wanted to get the good deal on the Designer Series paper. Okay. So you know the mini catalog, even though many of you have started to receive it, if you have ordered from me in the last 6 months and you did not receive your catalog, please let me know, because they've all been mailed and people have started to get them, and you should have gotten yours by now. And I need to know so that I can let Stampin' Up! Know that people have not gotten them. So, because I pay for them. So I want to know that you got them. Anyway, you will also notice that it says July to December. They Stampin' Up! Because of like so many industries, as we all know, we're suffering from delayed shipments and product unavailability, and Stampin' Up! Is no exception. And so because of that, they delayed the start of this catalog until August. So although it says July, it actually starts August 3rd. And unfortunately, there may be some things in this catalog that you will find you cannot order. There are things in this catalog I have not yet been able to order, and it stinks. But it's unfortunately, this is our life right now. And eventually everything will get caught up and will be cool. But, you know, we're fighting that COVID craziness that we're all still fighting with. So anyway, I am excited to show you something, but it's not going to be from the mini catalog. It is going to be from the Celebration catalog. And here it is, Delicate Dahlias. This is one of the free stamps that you can get. This particular one, because it is such a beautiful detailed set, this one actually is for an order of $100 in products. Now, if you know Celebration, this also starts on the 3rd of August and runs through September 30th. It's for every $50 order. There are several items you can choose for a $50 order, or there are 2 items that you can choose that are for $100 orders. So just to make that clear, this is not one of the $50 order items. It's the $100 order item. But it's so pretty that I wanted to make sure I showed it to you. So we are going to start with, I'm going to be using the inks Flirty Flamingo and Old Olive today. Let me move that up here. Let me scoot some stuff on so you guys know what I'm doing. Okay, so then I am using Flirty Flamingo as the card base, and this of course is 8.5 by 11 by 5.5, which is pretty much standard for me. I just realized I forgot to grab all of my adhesives and things that I need. So let me pull those out. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to grab that, my snips, and I don't see my bone folder in my video basket, so I'm sorry about that. We will just use this part of the... There you go. So there is my card base. I do have a piece of basic white for the inside of the card, and then I have a piece of Old Olive and then another piece of basic white. These 2 pieces are cut at 4 by 5 1/4. This piece is 3 3/4. It's actually, yeah, that's right, 3 3/4 by 5. And they're going to mat like that. Okay, and then I've got some pieces for the sentiment. All right, so we're going to start with this piece of basic white. And I'm going to open my 2 ink colors so that we can go ahead and get started. Did you guys know that on the back of oh, neither one of these still have it. When you get your stamp set, on the back, there are these labels in different languages. And one of them is a blank label. And that is to go right here. And the reason for that is sometimes, I mean, especially like look at Old Olive. It looks like it's a black ink pad, and you could put that next to like Night of Navy and it's going to look like it's the same color. So when you're stamping, you can clearly see which color is which. It's obvious with these, but it isn't always obvious. So that is what that extra piece is for, in case you were unaware. Okay, so I have already mounted all of my stamps. So let me pull those closer to me. And we're going to talk about masking to get a special effect. Now, I only need 1 sheet of my grid paper. I think I've told you guys before, you can order the grid paper in the nice big size. But if you're like me, you end up stamping in a little area. So I end up buying the small grid paper. You'll find this over in the catalog where the Stamparatus is. I apologize, I don't know the exact page number for that. Okay, so I am going to create a fun design using all of the flowers from this awesome stamp set. So I'm going to start by inking up the outline. And I am going to ink that into the Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to stamp it right there, basically centered. Okay, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty, just like that. I mean, seriously, just like that. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to take the inside, also going to ink it up with Flirty Flamingo, but I am going to lighten it by stamping off. Look at that. I mean, gorgeous, right? It's just freaking gorgeous. And then I'm going to line it up. Now, I was smart when I set these on there. I kind of tried to put them in basically the same spot on the stamps, but you can line them up. And there you go. Now, it looks a little bit messy because it isn't lined up perfectly. Because why? I'm doing a video, that's why. So, let me try that one more time and see. Oh, look at that. Well, that's okay. I'll cover it. There is no guarantee that this is going to work, but we'll give it a shot. All right, now let me try again. Let me see if I can get this a little, pardon my head, while I try to get this a little bit better. This will be easier for you to do at home because you can stick it right in front of your face. Okay, that's a little better, right? I think so. Let me look and show you. Yep, that is definitely a little more clear. So there are those 2. Now, I want to put some flowers and stuff around it. And you guys may have seen this before, but in case you haven't, I put on sticky notes. I stamped the designs that I'm going to want to copy. I don't know if I told you guys about this, but I recently purchased sticky notes that the whole sheet is sticky. It isn't just the, you know, how you have like just the edge. This is the whole sheet is sticky. So now here's where I have to do some thinking. Where does this fit? I believe this is correct. And also you're going to see when I lay this on there that you're still going to see a little bit of the line from where I inked. And that's a good thing. You want, when you trim these down, you want to trim slightly inside your ink line. Now, is it going to be perfect? No. Who are you talking to? Nope, this is me. So, there you go. Close. But the reason for that is when you stamp, there's a little bit of an edge, and so it'll leave a blank line. Could that still happen? Sure. but you want to try to avoid it as best you can. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp some flowers randomly over so that they look like they're kind of behind the flower, the big flower. And I kind of want them all over the place. See, I told you I'd get rid of that smush. Uh-oh, I want one here, and now these are in the way. That is why I got these. Now I'm going to have to take them off in a minute because I am going to add some more color. I don't think that's right. I think this is right. So, this is kind of like watching paint dry, right? Let's watch Carrie add things. So, now I can stamp right there. Oh, look what I did. I stamped it in green. Dang it. That wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. That's okay. We're going to just pretend that didn't happen. Dang it. I hate when I screw up, which is often. But that's okay. We're going to let it go. So now I'm going to want to put the insides of the flowers. So I'm going to leave these two covers on there for now. And I'm going to stamp. I just did it in green again. Oh my God, I'm moving that. And of course I don't have my cleaner handy. So I'm kind of faking it here. Jeez. Live video. My girlfriend tapes all of hers so that this stuff doesn't happen. And I should probably do that, but I don't. I like being live. Okay, so now, and that looks so bad. So now I don't want to get ink on that too much, but it's going to be okay because see how now that's behind? So now I can just stamp off and attempt to line these up. Again, like I said, these are going to line up a little bit better for you at home when you can pull it down in front of your face. It really does make a difference when you can see better what you're doing than the way I'm doing it. But honestly, I think a little whimsy goes a long way. Oh, that one's a lot of whimsy, but hey. So here we go. Okay. So now I have all of the flowers, and now I'm going to want to put on some leaves on this. And I want the leaves in the background too. So I am going to cover a couple of these up. And this is a little bit more tedious because you're going to be, this is like crazy people. I'm putting a lot of flowers on here. And certainly you do not have to do that. You don't have to put on as many as I'm going to be adding. But I wanted to be sure you guys understood how the matting could work. And it could go a little bit crazy for you. But you know, best laid plans. Okay, now I'm going to go with the leaves. Now there are, you know, I always say innies and outies on these. So I'm going to be using this leaf, and I might fill in with these. I have them ready in case I want to. But again, I'm done with this. So before I make any pink leaves, let me move that aside. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did before. I am going to just add a little leafing there, a little leafing there. Oops, that's about all I can do. I'm going to put something down here that's a little more whole. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Let me see if I can line this up. Okay, this I'm going to have to put over my face, ladies, and any gentleman that might be out there. Okay, not great, but it's okay. You know, half the time when I do this kind of stuff, I end up redoing it before I send it to anybody because it's just different when you're doing videos. So now I'm taking the inside of the leaf. Again, look at that. It's pretty all by itself. And I'm just lightening it up, and I'm going back over where I stamped before. Let's see if this will help clean this up a little bit. It helped. It helped. It wasn't perfect, but it helped. So now I'm going to move these over to here. And it really helps if you're going to do something like this to have them ready. Now, these full stickies, if you get a lot of, like these are going to get a lot of ink, and around the edges, they're going to get a lot of ink. You may find that if you're doing multiple cards, you have to make more of them because they start to get wet. So, I'm going to go like that. And like that. Okay, that's all I can do there until I move some more flowers. So, yeah. Then it starts to become, this is why you don't want to like cut out all the, I mean, you could, you know, if you knew you were going to do as many flowers as I did, you could cut a lot of flowers and do them all at once, but I'm lazy and I don't want to do that. So I didn't. So now I am going to find the edge of that flower. And I can cover these last flowers up. Now I'm only going to be able to get one batch in here for this one because I don't have this covered yet. Now I can move this one. I wanted it to just look like a giant field of flowers. And hopefully that is what I got. I think that'll be all. Now see this? This is why I am a messy stamper. See that? You should not be getting that when you stamp. But that's just how I am. I'm a bit of a messy stamper. Okay, now I am going to take all of these. See, I had extra leaves in case I wanted to go over some of the leaves. I was prepared for that. But it seemed I didn't need them. Now, you also, I don't know if you guys can hear that. My husband, it sounds like he's rinsing something. That was really loud. So I apologize. My husband is retiring after this next week. So if I appear a little more insane than normal after that, you will understand why. There you go. What do you think? Isn't that fun? I mean, it almost gave it a designer series paper look. And it's obviously, I mean, I would love a bouquet of dahlias that's that full. That would be very cool. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to adhere this piece to the piece of old olive. And today I am using my liquid glue for my projects. Look at how that just now, it just really pops when you line something, I think. Now I do want to do a little bit on the inside of the card. So not a lot. I think I might just do like some leaves in this corner. Like that. I could do the flowers and everything, but you guys don't want to watch me do all that stuff. So, okay, so there's for the inside of my card, and then you have plenty of room to write your sentiment. Move that out of the way for now, in case it's wet from all that inking off. The one thing nice about using our liquid glue is that it is movable for a little while. So that does help you get things straight. And it will become pretty darn permanent once it dries. And it doesn't take that long. I mean, if you hold it here for a minute, you're going to have a little trouble pulling that back off. Does not take much at all. So, before I put this on, I want to add some ribbon. Look at this ribbon. Oh, look at my fingers. Oh, you know what? I ink. Therefore my hands are dirty. This is the metallic ribbon, and it is in Flirty Flamingo, so it's going to match the card perfectly. And I just cut a straight piece because I am going to just put it here and have the sentiment on it. So I don't normally do this with ribbon. You know, I like to use the other edging, but let's give it a try because I am out of refill. Yeah, that didn't work so great. So let's hope it works when I do this. Put a little extra where I know that that ribbon is going to be. Come on, fingers, you can do it. Now this is kind of stretchy ribbon, so you want to be careful. It'll also not lay perfectly straight. So I'm going to adhere this to the card front like that. Just give it a minute. Okay. Now, I want to stamp the sentiment, but you can see I pre-cut out these pieces. And I don't know about you, but I would have a heck of a time stamping in there. So this is where my favorite Stamparatus tip comes in. So let me grab my Stamparatus. If you do not have a Stamparatus, why? This is the best stamp positioner on the market. I may be a little bit, you know, swayed because it's a Stampin' Up! Product, but honestly, there's no other stamp positioner like it at all. It comes with 2 plates. They do have the grid lines on them if you want to, you know, make sure things are straight. They are the same thickness. There is no pick a side. So I'm only going to use 1 today. But what's nice is you do have 2, so you can, you know, flip and flap and do more things, but it's also hinged so you can put stamps on both sides. It's awesome. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this during the volume event at the end of the month. So if you have not seen that. So these just pop into place. And what I'm going to do is, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, where is the stamp? Oh, there it is. I stuck it on the glue. Because it's a photopolymer, I'm leaving the little foam piece that comes with it. If this were a foam-backed red rubber stamp, I would remove this. So rather than having a plate that has 2 sides, but you really only get to use one side because one side is fat and the other side is thin, you can use these plates for multiple things. You can do, you just want to make sure that your foam pieces are on one side of the plate. So you can mix and match. You will understand that better when we do that next month. So then when I cut out my piece of basic white, I cut out this piece right here. So this is not going to be perfect for now. I just kind of want to get an idea of where I'm going to have this sit so that my magnets are not in the way. So I'm just setting it there for now. It's not, like I said, I'm not worried about perfection. I'm just going to reach down and pick that up. Then I'm moving this out of the way completely. I'm going to ink this up. This is actually much more fun to do when you're using your spots, but I'm not worried about these edges. It's not going to be a problem. And I'm pressing that down. Now I can see exactly where I'm going to stamp, right? This is my favorite thing, especially when I'm making like multiple cards, like at Christmas time and stuff. Absolutely love doing this. because when I'm doing holiday cards, now these are the magnets that come with it. Mine are covered with washi. I would have punched out a whole bunch of these, and then I could just sit here and I could keep making labels. I still think that's off center just a touch. So these are really strong magnets. Also, if you've never used earth magnets, you want to keep them from each other, because the reason these are wrapped is because they can crack if they slap together. I know a lot of you guys already know this. So I'm going to just slide this in place, re-ink up my stamp, and press it down. And voila, it's exactly where I want it to be. So you can see, if I were doing a whole bunch of these cards, especially for a holiday, I could just keep picking them up, you know, lift one side, slide it out, put that down, put in a new label, keep going, keep going, keep going. So that's one reason to use the stamp positioner, one of so many others. So like I said, I'll talk more about this during the volume event at the end of the month. But if you have questions now, just ask. I'll be happy to help you out. So now that I have this perfectly centered on my little label, and yes, I could have stamped first and then cut it out. And generally, if I'm just doing one, that's what I would do. But if I'm planning to do multiple labels, I like to do it like this. Again, I've used the liquid glue, so I have time to sort of slide this around and try to get it fairly perfect. You know how I feel about perfection. Very highly overrated. But I like to make an attempt, especially when I have the opportunity with glue like this. I still think it's crooked. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my card back, and I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. So I'm using our mini dimensionals, and I am trying to avoid where the ribbon is, just because then it gives it a different kind of a lump, because that's fairly thick ribbon. Now don't go away, because I'm going to give you a sneak peek, because you know next week is party week. So if you are not following me on facebook.com/memory inkers, do it. Party week next week is going to be a blast. There will be videos every evening, maybe some during the day. It's going to be crazy fun. Lots of opportunities to earn prizes, win prizes. Like for instance, if you're going to share this video with your friends, make sure you post that you've shared it, because today's the last day of the month. So this is your last opportunity to share one of my videos and get in for the prize drawing that I will be having next week during party week for everybody who shared. So there is my card, and here is the inside. So what do you think? Do you like it? My ribbon looks crooked to me, but I'll deal with it. And that one flower, it's just bold. It's just, you know, it's that one kid in the family portrait that you think is hiding behind mommy's lap, but it's sticking its face out and sticking its tongue out at you. Yeah, that's that flower. We all know that child, right? Okay, so that is the card. Do you guys like it? I hope you guys do. So anyway, next week on Monday, I'm going to be talking about this fun stamp set that is in the mini catalog. Now, I'm not going to show you how to make this card, but I'm going to show you how to make a card where the penguin dances. So that will be fun. So make sure that you are following me at Memory Inker, or facebook.com/Memory Inkers. MemoryInkers.com. Oh, my C came off. It's because I have so much glue on my fingers. MemoryInkers.com is where my Stampin' Up! Website is. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's Saturday Sip. Make sure you're back here all week. Not tomorrow, because I don't work on Sundays, but all week we will be having party fun. So thank you again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.